guys, how you going? I thought I'd just do a video. I haven't done a video for a while, so I thought I'd do one. SBF's been arrested apparently in the Bahamas the other day, and he was supposed to testify in Congress the next day. So is there something strange going on here? Tara Bull said, does anyone else find it odd that SBF was arrested the night before he was supposed to testify in front of Congress? Layla Halpern said, SBF getting arrested isn't a good thing. He was meant to testify under oath before Congress today, who would then charge him with a crime. Prosecutors just saved SBF from incriminating himself. It's all a joke and they've all been paid off. Lee Zeldin said tomorrow, Sam Bankman-Fried, this was on the 13th of December, Sam Bankman-Fried himself was scheduled to testify in front of the House Financial Services Committee. House GOP was ready to grill him 6 ways to Sunday. Now, breaking tonight, SBF was just arrested. Why not allow him to first testify tomorrow and answer our many questions? Apparently, SBF has been reportedly arrested by Bahamian authorities and faces extradition. On the 12th of December, the Office of Attorney General of the Bahamas is announcing the arrest by the Royal Bahamas Police Force of Sam Bankman-Fried, former CEO of FTX. SBF's arrest followed receipt of formal notification from the United States that it has filed criminal charges against SBF and is likely to request his extradition. Yeah, I don't know what to think, but the news breaks on Twitter before the MSN. Elon Musk didn't just buy a social media platform or a crime scene, he also bought the future medium of journalism. And by the way, I just saw something that Elon Musk is starting something that's going to rival PayPal. Okay, Bill Ackman even said damning complaints from the government. Puzzled, however, as to why the government arrested SBF hours before he was to give on-the-record testimony to Congress. A prosecutor's dream. Why not wait outside the penthouse and arrest him immediately after the hearing? Set up. It was set up. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's go back to the beginning. That's not is SBF in that bin? That's not SBF. Hey, that was a bin. Okay. Yeah, it's all a performance. The Leo Terrell seems to think SBF's been arrested. Bad news for Democrats who took money from this clown. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. We'll see what plays out. But hey, you know what I've noticed? There's a few movies playing at the same time, and it's coming up to the children. Like, it's not just the people who say they're, you know, if you call them a groomer, that they say you're having a go at the LGBTQ community. No, but if the shoe fits, you know what I mean? To whoever, yeah, if the shoe fits, then I know not all LGBTQ people are like that, but they have hitched their wagon, the pedos have, to that. So there's a few movies playing at the same time here, and I'm noticing it, and we'll see what happens. SBF arrested. John Cardillo said, SBF arrested a day before he's set to testify before Congress. This guy will disappear into wet sack, and the Democrats he bribed will again get a pass. Merrick Garland is the filthiest, most corrupt AG in American history. Layla Halpern said, anyone know when SBF's parents are getting arrested? Hunter's been, Chicago Ray said, Hunter's been accused of the very crimes SBF was arrested for. When's he getting picked up? And more. SBF has been locked up for the same crimes on Hunter's laptop. When the F are they going to slap the bracelets on his ass? Arrest Hunter Biden. And then we have this from the Gateway Pundit. Okay, Sam Bankman-Fried himself taken to a rat-infested jail after begging judge to grant bail because he's a depressed vegan. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried himself was denied bail by a judge in the Bahamas on Tuesday. Sam Bankman-Fried himself was arrested... Oh, sorry, I can't help it. Was arrested in the Bahamas on Monday and charged with 8 counts of money laundering and fraud. Billions are still missing from Sam Bankman-Fried himself. It's collapsed Ponzi scheme. Bankman-Fried on Tuesday told the magistrate he couldn't go to jail because he's vegan and depressed. The judge denied his bail and he was marched to an overcrowded jail. According to the New York Post, the correction facility SBF was taken to, Fox Hill Prison, is infested with rats and maggots. Bankman-Fried is facing 115 years in prison. New York Post reported fallen crypto billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried is who cares, is being held in a Bahamian jail known to be overrun with rats and maggots. One so bad that a warden has called it not fit for humanity. The accused fraudster, once estimated to be worth $32 billion, is being held in the island's only correctional facility, Fox Hill Prison, until at least February the 8th after failing to get bail while fighting against extradition to the US. I don't know how true this is. Is he really in a jail full of rats and maggots, or are they just saying that to try and make it look like someone's doing something? The jail was the focus of a damning report last year by the US Department of State into possible human rights violations, including violence and abuse by staff. Of course it was. Inmates removed human waste by bucket, the government report noted of the jail, where often 6 inmates are crammed into tiny cells that are only 6 feet by 10 feet. Some inmates develop bed sores from lying on bare ground, the report said, of harsh conditions from overcrowding, poor nutrition, inadequate sanitation, and inadequate medical care. Sanitation was a general problem and cells were infested with rats, maggots, and insects, the State Department noted. Really? I don't know. I think they're just trying to make it sound like they put him somewhere that they hope people will be satisfied with. I don't know. Okay, maybe we can find out together. I just come across this. Dustin Lee, Crypto Hustler 101, said they just said that SBF got arrested to save his ass. You can't make this up. Okay, let's have a listen here.
The gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Timmons, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Ray. Let's go back to Enron. That trial was from January 30th, 2006 until May 25th, 2006. Pretty lengthy trial. I imagine that the federal prosecutors presented ample evidence. There were all kinds of witnesses. Would it have been helpful to have the defendant testify before Congress for like 6 hours and answer a whole bunch of questions under oath prior to that trial? Would that have been helpful to federal prosecutors?
Well, by that time, the company had been confirmed out of bankruptcy. We had
before he was arrested. Would it have been helpful for him to come before Congress and testify for hours on end and answer every question that we could come up with?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
So it would have been really helpful.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay. So why 36 hours before he was scheduled to testify before this committee for hours on end, did the Southern District of New York send a provisional arrest warrant to the Bahamian government to facilitate his arrest, to preclude his testimony, which would have been incredibly helpful in the prosecution of Sam Bankman-Fried?
I mean, I obviously can't speak for the for the agency.
It's kind of bizarre. I mean, I was a prosecutor for a number of years. I prosecuted complex white-collar cases. The thought of getting 6 hours of congressional grilling for a target of investigation or a defendant, that would be great for my case. So I just don't understand. I guess the grand jury returned the indictment on the 9th. Technically, you can delay weeks if you want to. So this was a decision made by somebody at DOJ to prevent Sam Bankman-Fried from coming here in a couple hours and testifying before Congress, answering questions in front of the American people.
There you go. There you go. They sent someone to there. They made sure. They made sure. That was a good one, actually. I'm going to just retweet that because...
from South Carolina.
Oops. Yeah, we live in a world of mind-bending coincidences, and I don't believe in coincidences. Yeah, Maxine Waters will be taking it all right, I'm sure.
Mr. Timmons is now recognized.
There she is. Okay, let's look for other news. Okay, you've apparently got ALX here said breaking. This person here's Twitter account Elon Jet, which tracks Elon Musk's plane, has been suspended from Twitter. Elon has previously tweeted about the account. Elon Musk said, "My commitment to free speech extends even to not banning the account following my plane, even though that's a direct personal safety risk." Breaking, Twitter has now also suspended the owner Elon Jet account, Jack Sweeney. According to Jack on Truth Social, he had 30 Twitter accounts, all of which were suspended. Here he is, Jack Sweeney. Twitter suspended all 30 of my Twitter... Oh my God, how many do you need? I want to get rid of... I've got 2, okay? 2 Twitter accounts. I want to get rid of the one that I'm on now and go back to my Hev123 Truthseeker one. ALX said Twitter has updated their private information and media policy to prohibit live location tracking regardless if this information is publicly available, but notes that sharing publicly available location after a reasonable time has lapsed is permitted because it's like doxing. So would you allow Jack Sweeney to continue to operate Elon Jet, Trump Jets and accounts like them if they posted updates on a delayed basis? What amount of time would be considered reasonable, and would you reinstate those accounts if they operated on those terms, Elon Musk? Well, 1 account, not 30. Why would this guy have 30 accounts? Unless he's a troll. Elon Musk said real-time posting of someone else's location violates doxing policy, but delayed posting of locations are okay. Breaking, Elon Jet appears to have been reinstated. And now Elon Jet's been suspended again. Well, what's he tweeting? That could be why. Like, it's all right on delayed, but not... Yeah, not live. Ian Miles Chong said, for anyone who's attacking Elon Musk for changing the rules to stop real-time tracking of individuals, tell me you would not do the same if your family was put in danger because of these trackers. Show some empathy for other human beings. And Matt Wallace said Elon Musk just confirmed he's moving Twitter headquarters out of San Francisco. By the way, he was threatened. Apparently. Elon Musk said any account doxing real-time location, which we've pretty much read. Big Bird said this is a sick world we're heading down. Okay, due to the music in the background of this one, I'll be playing it on silent and reading it to you. Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy. Ectolife allows infertile couples to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring. It's a perfect solution for women who had their uterus surgically removed due to cancer or other complications. With Ectolife, premature births and C-sections will be a thing of the past. Ectolife is designed to help countries that are suffering from severe population decline, including Japan, Bulgaria, South Korea, and many others. The facility features 75 highly equipped labs. Each state-of-the-art lab can accommodate up to 400 growth pods or artificial wombs. Every pod is designed to replicate the exact conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus. You've got to be kidding me. A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year. Oh my God. Ectolife allows your baby to develop an infection-free environment. The pods are made of materials that prevent germs from sticking to their surfaces. Every growth pod features sensors that can monitor your baby's vital signs. This is playing God, including heartbeat, temperature, blood pressure, breathing rate, and oxygen saturation. This is not... Oh my... How long have they been doing this for already? And using... God knows what they... Oh, I just don't want to even... Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it's bad enough just doing that, okay? It's just bad enough doing that. Libs of TikTok said, FBI, can you please look into this? And this is Red Dead Infinite 04. You people... Oh, what's this? You people are a group of effing moronic assholes who are just as hateful as the KKK. If you don't activate your account in 24 hours, this person will burn your house down and sell you into human trafficking. What on earth? To Libs of TikTok, right? This is a message they got from this person here. This is no joke. This person said they will hunt you down in Raycheck in LA and sell you into human trafficking and kill all your friends and loved ones if you don't effing deactivate this account. Oh my goodness. That person should be investigated by the FBI and shut down. That is actually, like, arrested, I mean. That is literally threatening someone. Now, that speech is not allowed. There are laws to take care of that. Libs of TikTok said, hey, FBI Philadelphia, this is the guy who threatened to murder my family and burn my house down. Can you please look into this? Oh, my goodness. Sounds like a very stable individual. Give me a look. Oh, the account no longer exists? Oh, good. If I was Yo-Yul, this would be front page national news. I think they've been deleted, so there you go. Freedom 2A Ultra Republican said, if only Ms. Rivers could be here now. And Michael Obama is trending, by the way. They're asking, everyone's asking.
The country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans...
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my... The country will see the United
There
States...
you go. So for those who haven't heard that before, The Spectator Australia said Pope Francis fails to see the danger that the communist empire poses to the future of religion. He has a soft spot for the regime, and that could be the church's undoing in China. What? The Vatican recently released a statement about China. It said nothing about the persecution of Christians and other believers, the imprisonment and enslavement of Muslim Uyghurs, the oppression of Tibetan Buddhists, or the organ harvesting of the Falun Gong followers. It made no reference to the prosecution of Cardinal Joseph Zen and other prominent Catholics and human rights defenders in Hong Kong, such as Jimmy Lai. It was silent about the assault on religious freedom under the Chinese Communist Party. What then was so momentous to displace a condemnation of some of the most egregious systemic human rights abuses in the world today? According to the Vatican, the CCP had transferred a bishop from one diocese to another where he was installed as an auxiliary assistant bishop in violation of the secret agreement between the Holy See and China. It was with surprise and regret that the Holy See learnt of the news of the installation ceremony that took place on the 24th of November in Nanchang of H.E. Bishop Giovanni Peng Weishaupt, Bishop of Yujiang, that province, I can't say it, as auxiliary bishop of Jiangxi, a diocese not recognised by the Holy See. Such an event, in fact, has not taken place in conformity in the spirit of dialogue that exists between the Vatican parties and the Chinese parties, and what has been stipulated in the provisional agreement on the appointment of bishops of 22 September 2018. The statement also claimed that the installation of the bishop was preceded, according to reports received, by prolonged and intense pressure by the local authorities, that is, the Communist Party. The situation arises from the establishment of a CCP-controlled patriotic church in China in the 1950s, which has operated separately from the bishops and dioceses recognised by the Vatican. It was clear from the outside that this patriotic church was aligned to Beijing and operated separately from the Vatican. The 1950 Oh my goodness. Guanzhongyong Manifesto proclaimed, "We are determined to sever all relations with imperialism. We do all we can to reform ourselves, to establish a new church that will be independent in its administration, its resources, and its apostolate." Predecessors of Pope Francis have sought over 6 decades to unify Chinese Catholics, but none had taken the remarkable step to recognise the patriotic church in the way that he has. Having lived under totalitarian regimes, both John Paul II and Benedict XV understood the nature of authoritarianism. Not only did the Vatican enter into agreement with the CCP, it recognised 7 patriotic church bishops. The return to the failed Ostpolitik foreign affairs doctrine has done nothing to improve religious freedom. To the contrary, it demonstrates a naivety about the CCP. In 2018, the previous regulatory body for religion, the State Administration for Religious Affairs, was incorporated into the United Front Work Department, a central instrument of CCP influence and propaganda. Religious organisations are only permitted in China if they constitute arms of the regime. Many places of worship have been destroyed and religious believers persecuted and imprisoned. Images of Xi Jinping and communist slogans adorn churches at the dictate of government. If previous CCP lies, such as claiming that it would not militarise the artificial islands in the South China Sea, was not sufficient, surely the deliberate breach of the agreement should result in a more clear-eyed approach by the Vatican Secretary of State. One of the people who continually warned the Vatican about the agreement was Cardinal Joseph Zen, the Emeritus Archbishop of Hong Kong. His scathing op-ed in the New York Times in October 2018 was prescient. "I know the church in China, I know the communists, and I know the Holy See. I'm a Chinese from Shanghai. I've lived many years in the mainland, many years in Hong Kong. I taught in seminaries throughout China, in Shanghai, Xi'an, Beijing, Wuhan, Shenyang between 1989 and 1996. Pope Francis, an Argentine, doesn't seem to understand the communists. He's very pastoral, and he comes from South America, where historically military governments and the rich got together to oppress poor people. And who there would come out to defend the poor? The communists, maybe even some Jesuits, and the government would call those Jesuits communists. Francis may have a natural sympathy for communists because for him they are persecuted. He doesn't know them as the persecutors they become once in power, like the communists in China. Zen said that the deal would be a major step towards the annihilation of the real church in China. He concluded his article, "If I were a cartoonist, I would draw the Holy Father on his knees, offering the keys of the kingdom of heaven to President Xi Jinping, and saying, 'Please recognise me as the Pope.' And yet to the underground bishops and priests of China, I can only say this: please don't start a revolution. They take away your churches, you can no longer officiate. Go home and pray with your family. Till the soil. Wait for better times. Go back to the catacombs. Communism isn't eternal." It's no wonder that the Vatican had little to say about the persecution of Cardinal Zen by the CCP in Hong Kong. Zen and 5 others were found guilty of failing to properly register a humanitarian relief fund, which helped pay medical bills and legal fees for arrested protesters beginning in 2019. They were fined, but are also being investigated under the vague Beijing-imposed national security laws. The most the Vatican could say about the situation, which has further chilled freedom of speech, association and religion in Hong Kong, was the Holy See has learned with concern the news of Cardinal Zen's arrest and is following the development of the situation with extreme attention. It has remained silent about the prosecution and jailing of another prominent Catholic, Jimmy Lai, on spurious fraud charges. For a regime that spurns religion, the CCP increasingly couches its threats in biblical language. Take the condemnation of the recent visit by a cross-party delegation of Australian parliamentarians to Taiwan. "Those who play with fire will perish by it," thundered an editorial in the CCP mouthpiece, the Global Times. The politicians from certain countries who visit Taiwan to seek limelight are like a political god of plague and pestilence. Critics of Beijing, such as the Belgian parliamentarians, who introduced a motion that urges de-escalation and condemns what it calls Chinese aggression towards Taiwan, and calls on the People's Republic of China to refrain from any measures that further destabilise the region, were also threatened with playing with fire. The visit by the Australians wasn't novel. Until interrupted by COVID, delegations of Australian parliamentarians have been visiting Taiwan each year for many decades. Legislators from various European nations, Japan, Canada, the United Kingdom and the United States, and elsewhere have also visited the democratic state. Australia should build on these visits by expanding our trade agreements with significant economic partner. Yeah, so there's that. Chuck Costello said, breaking report, Judge orders Kari Lake and Katie Hobbs to appear at emergency court over some lawsuit there. Okay, I thought there was more of a thread, but there's not. Breaking report, any mention of the amount of donations FTX made to politicians scrubbed from SEC's indictment of FTX Sam Bankman Fried himself. Hey, Sam Bankman Fried did not commit suicide. He didn't kill himself, okay? Malcolm Roberts said, boom. James Freeman, breaking news. A prominent leader of the British Heart Foundation has conspired to cover up research linking some of these things here with heart inflammation, says British MP. Stephen said 14 degrees, 22 degrees in Sydney now, and for the next week. When is this global warming thingo going to start? So even thingo. When's this global warming thingo going to start? Whew. Catherine said Brittany Higgins is secure. Oh, this is this girl who's accusing someone of raping her when they didn't here in Australia, in Parliament, you know, politicians. It's a Kavanaugh type situation, right? Catherine said Brittany Higgins has secured a multi-million-dollar taxpayer-funded compensation deal after just a day of mediation talks. Why is she being compensated? We should know. We're paying for it. They didn't even charge. They couldn't even charge the bloke. Oh my. Okay. People ripping everyone off. Old Soldier said, fun fact, veterans took the ATO to court because, the Australian Tax Office to court because they were being taxed at an incorrect rate. They won, by the way. The government is now writing legislation to work around their victory and backdating it. Can they abuse veterans a bit harder, please? See, everywhere they're treating people like shit. This thing better turn around soon. I'm getting quite cranky. And if you don't know what cranky means, it's a bit angry. Oh. Fifi Murray said the Queensland shooting tragedy is a shock, but what former school principal shoots down police in cold blood? I'm curious because something doesn't add up. What's coming out doesn't make sense. I haven't even heard about this. Funny how the police, when appealing to the public to locating Nathaniel Train before the shooting, used a set of words to describe him. After the shooting, no one is using these words. What words? Police are appealing for public assistance to locate a missing man from the state's west. Nathaniel Train, aged 46, was last seen in Dubbo on Thursday, 16th of December 21. However, remained in contact with his family until Saturday, October 22. Sunday, the 9th of October 2022. When he could not be contacted by family or friends, he was reported missing to officers from Central North Police District on Sunday, 4th of December 2022, who immediately commenced inquiries into his whereabouts. Police and family hold serious concerns for Nathaniel's welfare. Nathaniel is being described as being of Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander appearance, about 183 centimetres tall, thin build, and has a long grey beard. He was last seen wearing shirt, jeans, and is always known to wear brown boots. So funny how the police were appealing to the public locating him before the shooting. He was an Aboriginal, okay? After the shooting, no one's using these words anymore. Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander appearance. He was not in bed with... Oh, God. I don't know. I think this... I don't know. I don't even know what happened here. I'm always sus when they start pushing that he was a conspiracy theorist. Oh, so they're trying to say he was a conspiracy theorist. New Zealand, the intelligence services release booklets telling the public if they suspect friends or families are opposing government policies and measures for the COOF to report them as it's a sign that they are a terrorist. Oh, get out. Yeah, no. Jeez. Okay, so apparently there was a shooting in Queensland where you're not allowed to have any guns legally, right? Well, you are, but I mean, I guarantee the guy didn't have one legally. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene said Elon Musk fired 80% of Twitter's useless workforce, and Twitter is thriving by removing child porn, exposing extreme censorship, and reinstating conservative accounts wrongfully banned. Now let's fire 80% of the unelected bureaucrats in the government, ruining America and Australia and everywhere else for that matter. So yeah, he apparently, what did he do? The Health and Safety Board or something? He fired the whole lot of them. So yeah. This is not Fauci's first rodeo. 30 years ago, Dr. Robert Wilner accused Fauci and many others of something really, really bad. Genocide. Elon Musk said the bots are in for a surprise tomorrow. That was on the 11th. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to have to catch up with the news because I've had quite a busy few days. So I'm hopefully going to go live in the morning. So same time as every Saturday or Friday night, wherever you are. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a pretty shit video, really. I've also got a new intermission, which I might put at the end of this video for everyone. Have a listen and let me know if it's going to put you to sleep, depending on what time it is where you are, or if it's all right. Okay, it's nice, relaxing music. Have a listen and let me know what you think. Okay, guys, so anyway, I will be back tomorrow in the morning, hopefully live, and I'll see you all then. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye. Seriously, guys, watch my intermission at the end of this video. Please, if you can. It's all Australia. Music is not Australian, but the pictures are all Australian. So let me know what you think of it.